Good morning, student. Welcome back. So today in biology class we will continue our lesson 8, weather, climate and animal adaptation. So in this chapter today we'll learn about the adaptation of animals to different climate. So before starting our class, please be ready with your book. So adaptation of animals to different climates. The climates of a place determines the plants, animals and people living there. So what is meant by the adaptation? Adaptation means they build up some characters to survive in a particular place. According to the place, they develop their character or their habits related to that place. Okay. So in the climate of a place determines, particular climate of a place is determined by what? The plants, animals and living beings who are living there. Only the plants and animals that are adapted to a particular climate can live in that place. So only the plants, those plants and animals which can adapt the particular climatic condition, which can adapt some particular character related to the particular place, climate of particular place, can survive in that area, can live in that area or that place. For example, only a few kinds of reptiles and amphibians are found in the Arctic region because most cannot survive in extremely cold climates. Let us learn about some adaptations seen in animals that live in a particular region. Like look, in the Arctic region it's a very cold, no? So everywhere there is snow and ice everywhere. So in that place, a very few kinds of reptiles and amphibians you will find. Okay, suppose in the desert also, some different types of animals are surviving there, which you will not get in the tropical rainforest or not get in the mountain region. Okay, so they are adapting the characters that suit that climatic conditions, so that animals only can survive in a particular region. Suppose we'll bring one yak from the cold region and we'll keep them in the desert, then it is very difficult for them to survive in that area because they are habitat of their cold climates, no? So that is called the adaptation. But camel, they can survive in the desert, no? So they are adapting the characters related to the desert. So here in this chapter we'll learn some animals, about some animals who can adapt their characters according to the climatic condition of the particular region. Polar region. The pole region near the North Pole and the South Pole are the polar region. So already you learn in the geography on the globe, the regions, that is the North Pole and South Pole, two pole are there in a globe, no? So near the region, near the area which are near to the North Pole and the South Pole are the what region? Polar regions. In these regions, the average winter temperature is about minus 30 degrees Celsius. So very cold. Places with this climate are very cold, snowy and windy. The top layer of the soil is permanently frozen. So in that area, the climate is what? A very cold, snowy, snowfall is there and a windy. Every time wind used to blow. The topper layer, the topmost layer of the soil is permanently what? Frozen, means you will not get any soil there, you will get the snow or ice there. It is already frozen. Herbivorous mammals such as lemmings, tundra wolves, caribou, Arctic hare and Arctic ground squirrels, and carnivorous mammals such as seal, Arctic fox, wolves and polar bear live here. So Herbivorous animal like lemming, thunderbolts, caribou, Arctic hares, and Arctic ground squirrels you will get in that region. And carnivorous animal is seal you will get. Then Arctic foxes you will get. Wolves and polar bears are living in that particular area. Animals are adapted to survive the long cold winter and to breed and raise their young ones in the summer season, which is very short. So animals, they are adapting the climatic condition of that particular region, because in that region the cold weather is last for a long time. So in the cold winter, and they are surviving in the cold winter, they are adapting the characters of the cold winter, and what they are doing, they are breeding and raise their young one in the summer season. So they give birth to their young one in a summer season, because summer season is very short. Many animals are white in color so that they can be camouflaged against their white snow while hiding from predators or hunting prey. So many animals in that particular regions are what? White in a color, because they can, if white color match with the snow, so if some dangers will be there, some enemy will become, then what they will do, they can hide themselves from the enemy or the hunting prey. The polar bear, Arctic hare, and Arctic fox are the example of animals with white fur. So the polar bear, they are having a white fur. The Arctic hare and Arctic fox also, they are having a white hair. The Arctic hare and the Arctic fox develop a brown coat during the summer, but the Arctic fox and Arctic hare, they are developing a little brown coat during the summer season. Okay, this one, a Arctic. Many animals have thick fur as well as a layer of fat blubber under the skin to help in keeping themselves warm. They also have small ears which help them reduce heat loss. So many animals in that particular regions having a what? Very thick fur, very very fat layer of fur, as well as they are having a layer of fats in under their skin, because and that layer of fats keep them warm, and they are having a very small ears that reduce the heat loss. Emperor penguins and musk oceans handle in group to stay warm. So emperor penguins, what they are doing, and musk ocean, they are living together, they are going together in a group that makes them warm. The dark colored feather on the penguin's back absorb heat from sunlight to keep it warm. Penguins do not fly but are good swimmers. So penguin feather, the upper part of the penguin feather is what? It's a dark color, means it's a black color. So black color helps to absorb the heat from sunlight, and that keep them warm. Penguins, they do not fly but they are very good swimmers. They can swim very nicely. Polar bears have large white paws with which to walk on the snow. Polar bears, they are having a what? Very large white paws. With the help of that, they can walk very nicely on the snow, because snow is slippery, no? But polar bear, with that white paws, they can walk very nicely. They have long, sharp, carved claws that help them walk on ice. The fur on the bottom of their pouch also help them walk on ice. So they are having a claws also for hand. So they can nicely walk with on the ice. Polar bears are good swimmers. They close their nostril underwater so that water cannot get in. So polar bears are what? Very good swimmer. They close their nostril. They close their nose holes under the water so that the water cannot get in. Their long, coarse fur is oily and thus help them to shake off the water when they came out of the water after swimming. So their long, coarse hairs or furs are what? They are very oily, and after the swimming, when they will come out, they can shake off their hair, their fur, all the water will be fall down. Okay. Arctic lemmings spend most of the winter under the snow so that they are not exposed to severe cold. So Arctic lemmings, what they are doing is they are spending most of the winter time to under the snow. Means they are living under the snow so that they can not be exposed to the severe cold. They will not get a very cold outside. Okay. Many animals hibernate in winter. Hibernation is a state of decreased activity in some animals in response to cold climate. So many animals, what they are doing, they hibernate in winter. Means they are doing a very less active. They will be a very less active in the winter. Means maximum time they used to sleep under the snow. That is called the hibernation. So it's a state of decreased activity in some animals in response to cold climate. So during the cold climate, they are doing a very less activity, and maximum time they used to sleep or stay under the snow. Groundhogs and some kind of bear and bat hibernate in winter. Food is scarce in winter, and hibernation enables the animal to exist on the fat stored in their bodies. So what they are doing, in the winter season their food scarcity will be there, and that hibernation enables the animals to exist on the fat stored in their body. So hibernation helps the animals to exist the fat which are there which are stored in their body. Okay. Caribou eat lichens in the winter when other plant sources are not available. So caribou, what they are doing, they eat the lichens. Lichens means it's a combination of fungi and algae. One plants is there, so they used to eat the lichen in the winter season when other plants are not available. They have a special microorganism in their stomach that help them digest to lichens. So they have a very special microorganism in their stomach that help them to digest the lichen also. The Arctic tern migrates from the Arctic to Antarctica when it is winter in the northern hemisphere. It flies back to the Arctic when it is winter in the southern hemisphere. So Arctic terns, what they are doing, they are migrate, means they move from one place to another. During the winter season, they move from the Arctic to Antarctica when winter in the northern hemisphere, and when there will be winter in the southern hemisphere, they again came back to the northern part. Migration is the movement of animals in search of food, warmth, and safe places to raise their young. The migration route taken by the Arctic tern is the longest one known. It flies a complete distance of around 70,000 kilometers in a year. So migration is what? It's a movement of the animals from one place to another in the search of food, in the search of warmth, and for the search of safe place for their young one. Okay. So Arctic tern, they will migrate, they will travel from one place to another. The very longest distance they travel 70,000 kilometers in a year. Okay, very long distance. Desert region. A desert is an area with very little precipitation. Deserts may be very hot or very cold. The maximum temperature in deserts may be around 50 degrees Celsius, while the minimum temperature drop down to minus 40 degrees Celsius. So desert is a area where there is a very little precipitation, rainfall is very less, snowfall is not there. So, but desert may be what, very hot or maybe very cold also. The maximum temperature recorded in the desert is around 50 degrees Celsius, while the minimum temperature maybe comes down till minus 40 degrees Celsius also. Most deserts have plants and animals that can withstand climates with extreme temperatures. Rainfall is usually very low or concentrated in short bursts between long rainless periods. There are relatively very few large mammals in this region because they are not capable of storing sufficient water and withstanding the heat. So in the desert you will get a few mammals because they cannot capable of storing the water, sufficient water for a long time, and they cannot bear the heat of that particular place. The desert provides little shelter for the hot sunlight for large mammals. Camels are exceptions. Most of the animals that live here are insects, birds, reptiles, and smaller mammals. So large mammals you will most you will not get there, but camel is the exception one. So because here in the desert, very little shelters are there for the big mammals. That's why they cannot survive in the hot weather. So here the most animals you will get, like insect you will get, birds, reptiles, and smaller mammals you will get in the desert. Some desert animals remain inactive during the day. They are active only at night. Some desert animals, what, in the daytime they are inactive, they are staying at their shelter, but at the night time they are active. When the temperature is low, at the night time temperature is low, that's why they are active in the night, and during the daytime when the temperature is very high, they used to inactive and stay near under their shelter. So that they do not lose their precious body water. So in the desert area, the mammals, whatever the water they are getting, the animals, whatever the water they are getting, they are very precious because very less waters are there in the deserts. Okay, so they are in the daytime they will be inactive because they want to keep their water safe. Animals that have this adaptation are said to be nocturnals. So animals, those who are adopting these characters of active at night and inactive at day, is called as the nocturnal animals. Some toads and frogs sail themselves in burrows with gelatinous jelly-like creation and sleep for 8 or 9 months until it's rain. So some frogs and toads, what they are doing, they are adapting, and some the seals, they are adapting some seal-like structure, that is the burrows with gelatinous, some jelly-like structure, jelly-like substance. They will surround their body with that, and they sleep till 8 or 9 months until the rainfall will be occurs. The African bullfrog is an example of animals that sleep like this. So African bullfrog is an example which can sleep till 8 or 9 months. Fennec foxes are nocturnal. They have large ears that help them to release body heat and thus keep them cool. So fennec fox are nocturnal animals active in the night. They have a very large ears that can reduce the body temperature and keep them cool. Ostriches have long legs and flat feet that help them to run fast and easily on hot sand without sinking in it. So ostriches, what they are having, very long legs and with a flat feet that help them to run very fast on the sand, because during the daytime sand will be very hot, so it is very difficult for other animals to, or human beings to work on that. But ostrich, they are having a long and flat feet that help them to run very fast in the hot sand without sinking it in it. Markets have dark patches of fur around their eyes. The fur helps to cut down the glare from bright sunlight and does help them to see well. Camels can survive for a long time without eating or drinking. They can store food in the form of fat in their humps. When a camel has access to water, it can drink nearly 40 liters in 10 minutes. The low rate of sweating prevents water loss. Camels also excrete very little water as urine. They have long eyelashes that help to keep sand out of their eyes. They also have large padded soles in their feet that help them walk comfortably on soft sand. So camel is what? Surviving a very long time without eating or drinking the water. They can store the food in the form of a fat in their humps. Hump is the back of a camel is little bit this one top now a little bit increasing up, so that is called the hump. So they can store the fat in the form of a hump on their body. When a camel will get the water, they can drink nearly 40 liters water in a 10 minutes. Very fastly they drink water. The low rate of sweating, camels can sweat a very low because it's prevent the water loss. Camel also excrete very less urine, and they have a long eyelashes that keep the sand away from their eyes. They also have a large padded sole in their feet that help them to walk comfortable on the soft sand. So this was all for today's class. In the next class, we will learn about the animals, adaptation of the animals in the rainforest region. So here are some questions for your home assignment. Write down the answer and send me in the group. Thank you and have a nice day.